or right, not to both, which would be center. So
Gotcha.
I guess when you're playing, we'll just listen to you with our left ear and your singing voice, and we'll listen to your
Great.
guitar in our right ear, and I think we'll mush it all together in our
Let your
heads.
brain do the music magic.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go. Have fun.
Thank you.
Okay, we are only streaming to Facebook today because for some reason the custom stream is not working the way it's supposed to, but that's okay because that's where most people listen anyway, unless they come here, which actually prefer y'all to come here. Just thought I'd let you know that. Um, because
If
we
I
like.
sit back, Jan, if I sit back this far, are you still hearing me okay?
Yes. Yes. Hold on, and I will share it with both of you. There you are. Okay, Tracy, you have it now. And in a minute, Kathleen, if you've answered my friend request, you should
I
have
did,
it in
I
a minute
did.
too. Good. Kathleen Kelso, there you are. Hallelujah. Okay, so we are live right here where we're living, and we are also live on Facebook. Welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. I'm really excited about today's show because, first of all, I've got another member of the Kelso family with me today. But left to right, by my viewpoint anyway, we have Tracy Newman, who is on the West Coast and has been on this show before, and I hope you remember that. But even if you don't, we had a wonderful time, and we're fixing to have another one. And just to my left is Kathleen Kelso, daughter of Kevin Kelso, who was on the show last year, I'm pretty sure. And where are we in this year? How long ago was that? And Kathleen is also on the West Coast. And if we went back 20 years, I would also be on the West Coast. So we're just going to call this a West Coast show. Welcome to Tracy. Welcome to Kathleen. Tracy, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and play us a song?
Okay. I'm Tracy Newman, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. And I don't know, we really honestly don't know what else to say that applies to anything we're going to do today. Oh, I have some children's records out along with my records for adults. And I'm going to start with a children's song that really is for adults. Do you want me to start?
Please.
Oh, okay. Sticky little lollipop on the kitchen table. Promise I will pick it up as soon as I am able. But my hands are sticky too with sticky cherry lolly goo. Now it's on the kitten who's curled up in daddy's shoe. Everything you do lives on after you. Everything you do will follow you. Oh, oh, Look how the sticky goes from one thing to another, from kitty to the tippy toes of my baby brother. Now it's on the railing that goes around the playpen. Mommy barely touched it, now it's on her apron. Everything you do lives on after you. Everything you do will follow you. You can sing this part with me if you want. Oh, sticky, 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 it is so sticky wicky. Look how sticky, sticky, wicky it is. sticky, sticky, sticky. It is so sticky, wicky. Look how sticky, sticky, wicky it is. Mommy saw the sucker stuck to the refrigerator. She got mad, but Daddy said she'd laugh about it later. But the evidence remains on every single surface. Daddy says it's okay, sticky stuff won't hurt us. Mommy says it brings the bugs. Daddy says he'll clean it. Then he gives my mom a hug and I get in between it. Everything you do lives on after you. Everything you do will follow you. Oh, I'm sad about that. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you.
That was marvelous.
Thank you.
So, Kathleen, how about you? Tell us a little about yourself and play us a song.
I am also from Los Angeles, if you can believe it. What else? My name is Kathleen Kelso. I started writing songs during COVID. And I'd say I started writing them down because I've always sort of had songs around, but I started like finishing songs. And I'm really excited to play some for you. This song, Jan, you were saying, like, when are we in the year? And I never know. This song is about the improbable passage of time, and it's called January. December just keeps getting heavier. We weigh ourselves down with adversity, cut flowers for each anniversary. I won't say Happy New Year, I wouldn't lie to you. Just passing through here, look what it's put us through. We've lost too much, we've hurt too long. It looks like the end, but those lights in the sky mean January's come around again. Will get longer, they always do. But the game will be up by the end of June. We'll get the summer nights we crave. Oh, but the daylight can't be saved. So the sun will leave us too. Say Happy New Year, I wouldn't lie to you. We were just passing through here, look what it's put us through. We've lost too much, we've hurt too long. It looks like the end, but those lights in the sky mean January's come around again. This year is when gonna get it right for once. This year is one we'll long to put behind us in 12 short months. So I won't say Happy New Year, I wouldn't lie to you. We were just passing through here, look what it's put us through. We've lost too much, we've hurt too long. It looks again, and 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 again. Thanks.
That was brilliant. You just started writing?
Yeah.
You must have been saving it up for a while.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I've got nothing about lollipops, I'm afraid. Although I love lollipops. But I have a boatload of time. Baby's pretending she's dancing on the ceiling, leaping over chandeliers, reaching out her hands to touch the floor. Her daddy's on his way home, any minute he'll be coming through the door. And just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know it cannot last, 'cause I've learned from the past, you cannot stop the travels of time. But just for this moment, everything is fine. Long ago I read life could be better if we could let go and let ourselves be here now. Well, you know that's not so easy. You get lazy and distracted and forget somehow that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know that will end. Even the memory will slowly dim and fade. But just for this moment, everything's okay. Moments come and go, love will ebb and flow, and children grow. We don't live forever, so I want you to know I love you so, and I'm so glad we're together. The way it is today, there but for the grace, praise on my mind and colors my thoughts constantly. But every now and then my eyes will open so I can see that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know that we'll move on, and the moment will be gone, and I wouldn't change that even if I could. Just for this moment, life is so good. Thank you. I want to say hello to a few people who are here, to Deb and Sarah and Hillary and Michael and Joshua and Thornton and I'm having trouble seeing these little tiny things they put in the squares now. Harry, are you still at a wedding? Yeah. Okay. I particularly wanted to point out my friend Rick, who puts up backgrounds for the songs and has a lot of fun doing it, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So keep your eyes on him. Janet is here from Renana, Israel. And I expect there will be some other people from that far away too. Sybil is here from either New Jersey or Florida. I never know which one. And welcome to all of you. And then on Facebook, Myra is also here from Israel. And yeah, we're international. And I love it. So that's all I have to say for the moment. If you open your chat on your Zoom, you'll find there's a whole nother world going on over there that you can partake of as well. And Tracy, we're back to you, and we'll just keep going round and round like this until our time is up.
You know, I really want to sing something about time, but
You can.
I actually don't have any. I have one that I wrote, but it's not finished. I don't like it yet.
Oh, okay.
But the idea that Rick does photos, puts photos up behind him that maybe apply to the song in some way, right? That's what you're doing, yeah. Then I'm going to do something I did not do on your last show, and we'll see what Rick puts up for this. It's about my favorite country artist. I work the night shift, he's here now and then. He orders coffee and takes out a pen. I offer him paper, no, this napkin is fine, says the man at table 9. He asks me my age, I'm 21. He smiles and says, how'd you get to be so young? I call him a flirt, he calls me sunshine. The man at table 9, table 9's in the back by the payphone. There's always somebody whispering to me, you know you're waiting on the Okie from Muskogee. I don't know or even ask what that means. He just looks like a cowboy, kinda haggard and gray. They say he's a singer, folks pay him to play. But I can't imagine standing in line to see the man at table 9. One rainy night he comes in with a guitar. Somebody asks him to play us a tune. We pull down the shades and gather around him. He sings until almost 2. And when he's done, I bring him some pie. I say it's on me for that song Mama tried. I ask, did you write it? He says, every line. I hand him a napkin and and ask him to sign. And when I get home, I'm gonna find him online. The man at table 9.
That was delicious.
I can't
Thank you
believe
for
you
that
weren't going to play
payphone,
that.
Rick.
For those who have noticed that, once again, I forgot to turn the recording on, the whole thing is on Facebook, and I learned last time I did this how to pull it down from Facebook and have it. So we'll just leave it that way.
I hope that was table 9 over there by the phone.
Yes, by the payphone. Perfect.
All right. This song, yeah, I love that song so much, Tracy. If you hadn't have played it, I would have requested it. This next song is about being angry and feeling like you're not important to someone, even though you should be important to them. It's called Left in the Cold. We had some real good times, but I wonder now that I'm grown. Did you ever want me around, or did you just hate being alone? You would have kept me forever if I had kept being sweet. And I may not have 9 lives, but I know how to land on my feet. Oh, I've never lived in the snow, but I've been left in the cold. Not always smiling, you know. Not always good to behold, oh, but baby, I'm always good to be held. Went by your parents' house and I stopped in to pay my regrets. Found you out on the roof, smoking your candy cigarettes. I asked you if life felt different without me hanging around. You told me you hadn't noticed and knocked me flat on the ground. Oh, I've never lived in the snow, but I've been left in the cold. Not always smiling, you know. Not always good to behold, oh, but baby, I'm always good to be held. I'm good to be held. I still have the ashtray we painted before things went up in smoke. Now what do I do on your birthday when it's been years since we spoke? I'd like to give myself credit if we should pass in the street. I'd flash you a real big smile and I'd wear my heart on my teeth. Oh, I've never lived in the snow, but I've been left in the cold. Not always smiling, you know. Not always good to behold, oh, but baby, I'm always good to be held. When you ask how have I been,
Well done. On both levels.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, this is sort of about that. I'm starting a new, yet another arm of my business. I had a friend who some of you may know, Laura Zucker, invited me to be part of this conference for entrepreneurs. And I laughed and I said, oh, no, I'm not the one you want for this conference. And she said, well, you're doing this and you're trying to that and all the other stuff. And I said, oh, you mean cobbling a living together? Yes. Okay, I'll come to your so I'm opening up a new branch to my whatever that is, and it's about weddings. So I've been dusting off all of my wedding songs I've done over the years for various people. And this is one that I did for my daughter. She called me up about 4 months before the wedding and she said, would you write a song for our wedding? And I said, of course. And who's going to sing it? And she said, oh, you are. And I said, okay. So I'm up there at the front. She's kind of up on a stage like they both are with the officiant. And the rest of her friends, besides those in the wedding party, are over here. And I look up at the stage after the first line or two, and they're both crying. And I thought, oh, don't look there. So I looked at her other friends, and this is what they looked like. All of them. So I thought, well, can't look there either. So I looked down at the sound hole of my guitar for the entire song. This was the song. Long ago when you were small, learning how to walk, a bit afraid that you might fall, but something made you stand. You were young, but you were brave, and so you let go of the table, and off into the future you ran. Starting school when you were 5, standing to one side, watching children on the slide, landing in the sand. You waited for your moment, then you jumped right in and made a friend, and arm in arm, away you danced. Those were your first steps in your new life's adventure. That leap of faith that takes you so far. The first steps declaring who you are. Now you stand before this crowd to speak your wedding vows, a little scared but happy, building a new family. You're so smart to trust in love and give your heart, 'cause now the future's in your hands. So we gather together for your first steps in your new life's adventure. The leap of faith that will take you so far. It's your first steps, sharing who you are. They are your first steps, sharing who you are.
Oh my God, she must have.
We were all bawling by the time it was over.
I don't see how you sang that high looking at the hole in your guitar.
Actually, I found out that tipping your head back when you go for the high notes is a mistake.
Yeah,
They come
right.
out better if you look down. But actually, there have been several occasions now where I have learned if I want to sing it properly, I can't look at anybody.
We're nobody.
Well, I wasn't looking at y'all either because it still makes me choke up. And she's got 2 kids now.
Well, now I'm torn here between singing an angry song and a moving song. Because
Go for whichever one makes you feel the best.
I love that whole attitude of that song, Kathleen, the anger. So I'm going to do my angry song, my revenge song. Some of you have heard this, so you have to know what a Mackinaw is. Does everybody know what a Mackinaw is? It's like a warm jacket or big heavy sweater. So. It's about someone named Ella, if you can't understand the word when I say it. Ella's such a baby. She's lost and unaware. She's sitting on a flagpole in Washington Square. Ella thinks somebody will come and help her down, but sympathy for Ella isn't in this part of town. She's in the wind and the snow, and she's got no Mackinaw. Just let her cry there and scream there till her little throat gets raw. Ella's such a beauty. She looks like Laura Dern. Tall and slender ladies rarely have to wait their turn. The world is Ella's playground, and every ride is free. Ella took my boyfriend right out from under me. She's in the wind and the snow, and she's got no Mackinaw. Just let her cry there and scream there until her little throat gets raw. Don't get the good Lord started on Ella's behavior. I wonder if she even knows she's pissing off our Savior. She's in the wind and the snow, and she's got no Mackinaw. Just let her cry there and scream there until her little throat gets raw. Ella's such a phony. She says she's from Paris. She has some kind of accent, but she's as French as you or me. Ella's from Wyoming. Her birth name's Elion. It would have been Elaine, but her parents spelled it wrong. She's in the wind and the snow, and she's got no Mackinaw. Just let her cry there and scream there until her little throat gets raw. She's She's in the wind and the snow, and she's got no mackinaw. Just let her cry there and scream there until her little throat gets raw. Take that, Ella.
You really got her. Do you think that's the longest grudge you've ever held?
Well, yeah, it might be. It might be because I didn't deal with it at the time, and that's a product. That's what makes great songs. Is you know, are great. There's certainly great things to write about, to hold on to something for so long, and then to let it go.
My philosophy is if you get a good song out of it, how bad could it have been?
Yeah, how bad could it have been?
We should really thank Ella when you think about it.
I know. I don't think she's alive anymore, but
Got her.
I got her. Yeah.
All right. This is not tonally similar to that, but we'll get back to anger in a little bit. This song is more contemplative, you might call it. It's called Heat Break. Heat breaks at the end of the day, and you wonder if anyone's really okay, or if everyone has the same hook on the door where they hang up their skin or let it crumble to the floor. Close the door as another day ends on the hours that you know you won't see again. Close the door as another day ends on the hours that you know you won't see again. Are you happy with how they were spent all in all? Or filled with regret, another summer turns to fall. The welcoming night, it only comes closer. Today wasn't right, but at least now it's over. And when the heat breaks, the sun is gone down, but there's light in the sky still. Can we wait? You say you wouldn't, but I know that I will, 'cause my heart is there for the taking. And you can't stop the heat, you can't stop your heart from breaking. I remember the shape of that room, your mouthwash and cigarettes hang like perfume. When I lay there and just let the ceiling fan spin, tried to appreciate the daydream I was in. Through the noise and the grit in my teeth, I can't seem to stifle my sense of relief. I would never have left if the choice had been mine, convinced that the best things could get was just fine. And now it's been years since we were together, and I'm not okay, but I do think I'm better. And when the heat breaks, the sun has gone down, but there's light in the sky still. Can we wait? You say you would, but I don't think that I will. My heart can't be there for the taking. And you can't stop the heat, you can't stop your heart. The cycle repeats till it breaks you apart. And you can't stop the heat, you can't stop your heart from breaking. Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Thanks.
It is. That is very nice. So I'm going to change the subject altogether. Besides, it's time for me to play my piano. So this is apropos of absolutely nothing. In fact, while I was writing it, one of my daughters came out and she said, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know." So here it is. Where are all the Gretas and Marlenas and all the Mae Wests? Where are they? No one tells the boys, come and see me sometime. That's all out of style nowadays. But I still long for old-time steamy romance in satin gowns and stockings with seams and men that wear trench coats and fedora hats. I wish they'd bring that all back. 'Cause I wanna be a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. I wanna whistle like Bacall and have 'em all eating from my hand. Put me on a pedestal, competing for my glance. I wanna be a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. Though I am a liberated woman, sometimes I'd prefer to be a tease. And when I see those starlets with eyes come hither soft, I could pull that off, it seems to me. See? And then would buy me clothes and bring me jewelry and open doors and pull me out a seat and then stand by politely until I'd sit, enjoy my sparkling wit, a little risque repartee with a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. I wanna be the party doll that upsets all their other plans. I know it isn't fashionable, but it's so elegant. I wanna be a femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. Beat Dietrich and Davis, they had it made. Mansfield and Monroe, hey, where'd they all go? Well, the women we admire now in the movies are all doctors and lawyers and chiefs. They don't flutter their lashes or swing their hips. They don't pout their lips or sit on anyone's knee. And if they're in some older profession, they've all been reformed by Act 3. They've given up their cigarettes and champagne. I guess we've come a long way, but I sure miss the day of the femme fatale. I wanna be a vamp. I wanna give the boys the eye, call some guy my honey lamb. I'd have 'em all in a spell, I'd have 'em in a trance. If I was a femme fatale, I would be sensational. I want to be a vamp. Thank you.
Sexy.
So fun.
It was fun to write too, and I have nothing else like it.
Well, I certainly have nothing that's close to that. Let's see. Well, I'll stick with the women's names. Ella. Now I'll do another one with a woman's name. Diane has earned the money to travel round the world, but that's not how she spends it. She's not that kind of girl. She saves it for procedures, facelifts and the like. Keeps a surgeon on retainer, ready with a knife. Diane wants a man to love her for herself, but bit by bit Diane is turning into someone else. Diane is pushing 50, maybe 60, who can say? All signs of age and history have been stripped away. Her furrowed brow is gone now, and she has a new profile. That little smirk, unique to her, is now a perfect smile. Diane wants a man to love her for herself, but bit by bit Diane is turning into someone else. You've gotta hand it to her, she really does look younger. She has turned back the clock, but her eyes reveal such hunger. Diane wants a man to love her for herself, but bit by bit Diane is turning into someone else. Well, maybe a man will help her love herself before the real Diane is gone.
I love that.
That's sad.
It is. It's funny most of the way through, and then when you get to the last line, it's like, oh, my heart.
You know, it was sort of inspired by Cher, in the sense that Cher actually still does look beautiful. It was when she had her teeth straightened that I thought, geez, that was so much of her personality, was that one crooked tooth in the front, you know, of her look. And so and then I also had a friend who was doing this all the time too. So
You saw the big to-do about Martha
Stewart,
yeah.
why did she have facelift?
She's apparently had a couple of procedures, but there was so much noise about the photo shoot she did for Sports Illustrated. You'd have thought that she was everybody's sister.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't think
everybody had a right to an opinion.
I didn't think she was everybody's sister. No.
No, I meant they felt free to criticize.
Thank you, Jan. I was horrified at everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's entitled to an opinion. Everybody's entitled to their choices. Everybody goes through this journey.
My
And
response was good on
Tracy was
her.
like,
I hope I'm
yeah.
that brave when I'm 80.
And whatever. Like
Yeah.
everybody should, yeah. Thank you.
It was bizarre. So anyway, but I loved your song.
Thank you.
Very lovely. Very lovely. I tasked myself a few months ago with writing a pop song, which is not totally in my comfort zone, but I was like, I sort of usually say I write sad songs and mad songs, and I was like, I can be more than that. I can be anything I want to be. I could write a pop song. I later sent it to a friend of mine who really likes pop music, and he's like, there's way too many words and there's way too many chords, but otherwise it's pretty good. So anyway, this is not a pop song apparently, but it is pretty fun, for me at least. It's about having a crush, and it's called All in My Head. Did something else I never meant to, fucked around and got my heart set on you. The way you look at me and laugh at all my jokes. But maybe you're just looking around the room. You laugh 'cause that's what people do. Maybe you just think I'm funny. Maybe you're like this with everybody. Is it all in my head? I wanna ask you, 'cause I'm all in my head. Am I in your head too? Oh, I don't know. But oh, I hope so. I watched the show you mentioned just to have something to text you about. My stupid heart beats faster when I see your name. But maybe you just answer 'cause you're bored and too polite to just ignore. Maybe you're just being chummy. Are you like this with everybody? Is it all in my head? I wanna ask you, 'cause I'm all in my head. Am I in your head too? Oh, I don't know. But oh, I hope so. 'Cause I like you so much with your short hair and your long legs. But I'm just terrified to take you out of context or misread the signs. There's no way you feel the same. You've never said anything, but neither have I. Is it all in my head? I wanna ask you, 'cause I'm all in my head. Am I in your head too? Oh, I don't know. But oh, I hope so. I hope so. I write that text 100 times, but never send it like a coward. Put it in a song instead, just in case it's all in my head. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love
too.
that you've written a song about a crush, but really captured the whole, that thing about I wonder does he feel it too as he, and then to say his hair and his legs, or I'm assuming it's a man, your hair and your long legs. It's so funny what we fixate on.
This indecision was the best I could do.
Yeah, because you're all by yourself, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It wasn't about a man, but it could be about a man.
Yeah. Actually, your hair and long legs. Now that's a woman.
Not necessarily.
Works either
Not
way.
necessarily, but
Well, maybe long hair on your legs. I don't know.
Sure. The short hair on your long legs. There you go.
There you go.
An equal opportunity crush.
It's another hit.
Yay. They keep on coming. This is my revenge song. Now I feel moved to do it. After I knew you had left me, I swept my heart up off the floor. I put those pieces in a drawer. Thought I'd maybe let them sleep a lifetime or two, or three, or four. Now when I thumb through the memories, sometimes they almost make me smile. Thought it was going out of style, but slowly but surely, I'm getting over you. Where did you get all your enlightenment when you said you thought our love would only cause me discontent? Guess I was lucky, if that's true. Well, after I knew you had left me, I wept till all the tears ran dry. So now there's no tears left to cry, 'cause slowly but surely I'm getting over you. Just tell me, how did you come by such enlightenment when you said you thought our love was not exactly heaven sent? I was too happy now that you mention it. Ooh, well, one day when you're sad and lonely, I'll look down the road and see, or you will, somebody waiting. But it won't be me, 'cause slowly but surely I'm getting over you. There. Thank you. So I wanted to ask, because it's time, Tracy, where will you be next, and where can people find you online?
Well, I think YouTube is a good place to find me. I have a lot of stuff on YouTube. I have a good YouTube channel. I have those videos from 1965 that are really fun to watch.
Cool.
A lot of videos, like 30 of them or something. And my next gig, and I do have one, and I have to, I'm going to be at Boulevard Music on June 10th, and then at Harriet Schock's Snap thing on the 11th. And that's it for now.
Cool. And Kathleen, how about you?
Oh, I thought she might be doing another song. Next, I think the next thing I have, I'm playing as part of a bigger lineup at the Tarzana Cultural and Community Center the first Friday in June. I believe it's the 2nd. That's always a great show. And in terms of online, I have one song released. It's the next song I'm going to play. And I'm on Instagram, kind of. I'm really, that's one of my goals for this summer, is get more online. So I'm going to,
At Kathleen Kelso? Is that your Instagram handle?
Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? No, it is at adjacent__Derulo. But if you search Kathleen Kelso, I'll probably come up.
Okay.
I also have a YouTube. I've got a website. I've got an email list. Check it out. I'm on Spotify and all that.
Great. Okay, so our next show here will be your dad and Michael and Nell, who I also met at the same song circle online. So everybody's on the West Coast again. That's June 4th from 3 to 5. It's an any Sunday thing. And then I'll be at Kick Butt Coffee here with Richard Paul Thomas and W.M. I'm not coming up with his last name, and I'll have to get back to you on that. And then on June 25th, we have Peter Lendorf and Penelope Salinger. I didn't realize what a mouthful that was to say.
Together.
Yeah. So if you'd like to know more about these shows, because they're always this good, right? So this particular show is a great advertisement for these shows in general. Just leave your name and your email in the chat, and let me know that that's what they're there for, and I will be happy to put you on the list. It's spam free and only happens once a month, so you kind of have to be paying attention. But please please do that if you like what you're hearing now. And Tracy and Kathleen will be back on again at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, and if you've never seen Kevin Kelso, Kathleen's dad,
You gotta see Kevin Kelso.
you got
And
to you got to see him.
Yeah.
I was going to say I found this picture, but I found it kind of late.
Oh, God.
By the time you ended the song.
So, anyway, moving on.
Was that
Tracy-
wait? Was that whose picture was that?
No, it's just a random person crying, but it seems to fit her song.
Yeah.
So that's what I-
Oh,
I
thank
don't
you. I
mind.
thought you were saying it was a picture of Kevin.
No.
Well, sorry about that.
How could you think that?
Cartoon brain, as my husband says. So, Tracy.
Yeah. Well, you know, Rick Drost just reminded me of a song. I think it was Rick, right? Was it Rick? Yeah. That's on my first CD that I love, and people don't usually pick that song out lyrically, but he did, and I appreciate that. And I have to say, I was in the middle of breaking up with somebody that I broke up with a million times, and it was maybe the first time. And these are things that he said to me. So a lot of I took credit, you know, I gave him credit on the song because I took so many of his quotes. Won't you take a look around your heart and tell me if you see? Did I leave a kiss inside of you I meant to take with me? It could be sticking to a promise you carelessly mislaid, or tangled up in memories we could have shared someday. My kisses are your kisses as long as you are mine. But if you're leaving me, I'm not leaving them behind. I guess if you object to giving back what's really mine, I guess if you object to giving back what's really mine, I could take another kiss from you and all the time. I'm only looking for that one kiss that swept you off your feet. So if you find it in your heart, give it back to me. My kisses are your kisses as long as you are mine. But if you're leaving me, I'm not leaving them behind. And if you're thinking I'm just trying to get a few new kisses from you, don't flatter yourself. I'm just collecting my things, my hat, my kisses, and my tennis shoes. Whoa, my kisses are your kisses as long as you are mine. But if you're leaving me, I'm not leaving them behind. My kisses are your kisses as long as you are mine. But if you're leaving me, I'm not leaving them behind. I haven't done that in quite a while, so I did screw that up. But anyway, that's generally the song.
Well, even in that deficient form, it was wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That's so great. I've never heard that before. Thanks, Rick, for suggesting it, for requesting, because so good. And I agree with Hillary in the chat. Should be a country hit. Put that on the radio, I would sing. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm going to play a song called What It Is. This is the first and currently only song that I have released. So it's on the platforms if you like it, and you can listen to it again. It is sad, though. I'll just tell you that up front. All right, here's what it is. In between group sessions, she gave her confession. It is what it is, what it is. She lifted the blanket and right by her anklet. It is what it is, what it is. Without their permission, she made her decision. It is what it is, what it is. She paid $175 for someone to inscribe. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. She said it still hurt, but she didn't regret it. It only hurts longer, the longer you let it. And some kinds of pain just remind you who you used to be. Oh, some pain sets you free. She ran through the boys and they hit her like poison. It is what it is, what it is. She finally got tired of all they required. It is what it is, what it is. We could still see the moon in the late afternoon. It is what it is, what it is. I asked, was she lonely? And she said it only is what it is, what it is, what it is. She said it still hurt, but she didn't regret it. It only hurts longer, the longer you let it. And some kinds of pain just remind you who you used to be. Oh, some pain sets you free. Some pain sets you free. Some pain puts you over the edge, makes you white in the knuckles. Some pain makes you scream like a train in a tunnel. Some pain takes over your feet, leads you into a night-darkened street where you pray for the headlights to come. But when they do, then you run. I wish she had run when she saw the light coming. But I have to believe that she'd say the same thing. She said it still hurt, but she didn't regret it. It only hurts longer, the longer you let it. And some kinds of pain just remind you who you used to be. Oh, some pain sets you free. Some pain sets you free. It is what it is, 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 what it is.
love that
beautiful.
song.
Thank you.
Yeah. Been there.
It's such a sad one.
Yeah. But, before we all go off and have a good cry, this is coming from the other end of that, and it's the same point but made a slightly different way because there was definitely a point when I realized that every good thing I'd ever gotten out of life came directly out of some catastrophe. So that's what this song is about.
Could that mean it was what it was?
It was what it was, yes. So the question or the prompt was, if you could go back and change something, would you do that? And this was my answer. If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower and think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from all those careless promises and all the times my trust was betrayed because I didn't have a clue. But then I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe a guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, an opportunity that few receive, I might be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true. So I wouldn't follow through because then I wouldn't be with you.
Just beautiful.
Thank you. The man that's directed that is right over there.
There's some good songs today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm about to do an opus, which means it's a little longer than my usual songs because it's a story. And I actually saw this happen up to a certain point. You'll be able to figure out what I'm making up and what, but it was just from real life. I really watched this. And the emotional through line is what happened. There's a new guy making waffles today at the Waffle House. It's Sunday morning and busy as it can be. I take the last available seat at the counter, where the new guy's stationed right in front of me. All four of his machines are overflowing with batter. It's oozing down the cabinet to the floor. It's 2 inches deep, he can hardly keep his footing. 3 waitresses are waiting for waffles. If he can't make 'em, they can't serve 'em. Shouldn't us diners take a closer look at him? 5'5", barely 17. Legs tangled up in dirty apron strings, really bad skin, 2 broken teeth, arms like sticks poking out of his sleeves, a chef's hat teetering on his big ears. He's sweating like a pig, he's fighting back the tears in this trial by fire. The boy who mans the waffle irons. Down, 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 down. It happened in Nashville, so that's my solo. Well, a buzzer sounds, a waffle's ready, so he lifts the lid. He can't ease the waffle out, so he grabs a fork. He stabs at the waffle, it breaks into little pieces. He digs them out and flicks them on the floor. A young waitress can't resist, she tries to help him. But the man in charge of eggs throws her a look. She backs away, I guess the Eggman is the owner, or the father of this awkward would-be cook of waffles. If he can't make 'em, they can't serve 'em. We're all thinking that this job's too much for him. 5'5", barely 17, legs tangled up in dirty apron strings, really bad skin, 2 broken teeth, arms like sticks poking out of his sleeves, a chef's hat teetering on his big ears. He's sweating like a pig, he's fighting back the tears. Ain't it time to fire the boy who mans the waffle irons? Everybody. Down, 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 down. Just look at all our plates lined up beside the waffle boy. Bacon, eggs, and sausage all congealing. Everyone is hungry, little children are crying. So who cares how a teenager is feeling? Then suddenly he puts a waffle on an egg-filled plate. His ragged smile would take your breath away. He spins around to show the waffle to that waitress, but like a frisbee, it sails right off the plate and flies into the face of the Eggman, who catches it and looks down at the kid. He holds up the waffle for all of us to see it. Then he smiles and says, "Do you see what my boy did? Waffles. My boy can make 'em, we can serve 'em, and I always knew he had the gift in him." 5'5", barely 17, legs tangled up in dirty apron strings, really bad skin, 2 broken teeth, arms like sticks poking poking out of his sleeves, a chef's hat teetering on his big ears. He's sweating like a pig, he's fighting back the tears, but there'll be no firing. And we're all admiring, and he's all inspiring. The boy who mans the waffle iron. Everybody down, 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 down. Thank you, sir.
Brava, Tracy.
It's been a while.
So good. Oh my gosh. Lived 100 lives in that song, I feel.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
In reality, he was more like 14.
Man. It's tough. Child labor in this country, you know? Topical. Bev said, thank you for doing that, saying they usually have to beg you to do the waffle song. And continuing in the theme of, indulging our audience, this is a song for my dad. My dad loves this song. The first time he heard me play it, he was like, that's it. And I was like, oh, this is not part of my real repertoire. This was something I had to like get out because I was writing so many upsetting songs. And I liked the songs, but I was getting kind of sick of the whole process of just like, all right, these are all really heavy. And so I wrote this song as sort of a meta point, and it's probably his favorite. He always wants me to play it, and I never play it. So here we go. This is for my dad, Kev. All right. You won't want to hear my new song. Well, maybe once. It's all I can seem to write, but it's not what anybody wants. Take some trauma from my youth. It's too many chords and a version of the truth. A big fucking bummer, played out in C. Big fucking bummer, just what you'd expect from me. It's not the song you could dance to all night, and it's not the song of the summer. It's a big fucking bummer. My dad will say that was nice, but are you okay? And I'll say I'm thriving, because what else is there to say? But I can still change it, it's not too late. Everything's easy when sung in 6/8. A big fucking bummer, played out in C. A big fucking bummer. What did you expect from me? It's not the song you could dance to all night, and it's not the song of the summer. It's a big fucking bummer. Skip the bridge, 'cause fuck a bridge. Get back to the big fucking bummer, played out in D, because I can. A big fucking bummer, 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 bummer. Just what you'd expect from me. It's not the song you could dance to all night, and it's not the song of the summer. It's a big fucking bummer.
Marvelous.
Oh, yes.
Marvelous.
Thanks.
So if you're brave, you put fuck in your song once and you kind of mumble it and pretend that nobody actually heard it. If you're really brave, You put it in the chorus and you repeat it over and over and over again. Kathleen, you deserve an award.
Thank you.
And I will never eat a waffle without thinking of you, Tracy. I actually wrote this one a long time ago, but I learned this lick, and the song was kind of vanilla, so I added them together. Nothing is what it seemed in your elusive dreams. One day it's all sunlight. You've been there once or twice. Just when you think you know how it's gonna go, up comes a sudden blow and you go walking in the rain. Walking in the rain, singing that old blues again. Walking in the rain. Walking in the rain. Good luck, it comes and goes. Life is a roller coaster. One day your name's in lights. You've been there once or twice. Just when you think you see how it's supposed to be, up comes a northern breeze, leaves you walking in the rain. Walking in the rain, singing that old blues again. Walking in the rain. Walking in the rain. Everything's always changing. Nothing remains the same. But that can be your salvation. You may frown on it, but at least you can count on it. So when you're feeling bad, figuring you've been had, you can take my advice, 'cause I've been there once or twice. Next time the blues slips in, talking like your old friend, you take it by the hand and take it walking in the rain. Walking in the rain, singing that old blues again. Walking in the rain. Walking in the rain. Thank you.
That's such a great feel of that song.
Oh,
So good.
thanks.
Such a groove.
You want to know where it came from? This is my guilty secret. I actually used it for a song in the musical I'm writing, and I got it off the loops on Logic. And then I thought, well, I could play that, so I did.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. You have to hunt, but it's in there.
Well, what do you mean? So you play a loop and then you write a song to it?
I played the loop as the accompaniment for the song that I'd already written for the show, which was not this one. And then I thought, well, I can play that. So I learned it, and then I had this kind of bluesy song that, you know, had kind of a vanilla accompaniment, so I gave it that one.
It's got a great feel.
Well, I wish I knew who invented it, but I don't. Somebody who works for Logic.
You never know who those people are.
No, you don't, which is kind of a shame, you know. Their names should be listed somewhere.
I wrote this song. This next song is something I wrote it for a man to sing, and I wrote it quite a while ago and recorded it and everything, but never sang it. Never really performed it. Once in a great while, and then I did it on an open mic, and Kathleen was there, and Kathleen loved it, and I thought, she's right. She's right. I should do this. I mean, you know how it's like amazing how sometimes that's what it takes? It just takes new ears, you know, new educated ears to hear something and say, you know, that's good. I don't know why I wasn't doing it. I don't know. So anyway, here it is for a man to sing. Well, let me into your heart, and I'll walk all over you. From the early, early morning till the end of time, let me do what all your other men do. You've told me about the guys from your past, and though you've never really seen me like that, I can be bad just as good as any other man. I can empty your wallet as fast as he can. I can be bad, but just as good as anyone. Won't you let me be your good for nothing son of a gun? Let me into your heart, and I'll stop listening to you. Even when you're bursting with some really good news, my eyes will be glued to the tube. Oh, you think you've been ignored before? Well, I'm sure that I can do it much more. 'Cause I can be bad just as good as all those other guys. I can yell at you for no reason and make you cry. I can be bad, but just as good as anyone. Won't you let me be your good for nothing son of a gun? I'm tired of being the man that you call to complain about your other men. Those are the guys you go home with, and I want to be one of them. So let me into your heart, and I promise to mess with your mind. I will make you forget how to think for yourself. You'll be a little scared all the time. And to hell with my personal hygiene. I will smell like the man of your dreams. 'Cause I can be bad just as good as any other man. I can tell you to pour me a drink and never say when. I can be bad, but just as good as anyone. Won't you let me be your good for nothing son of a gun?
Yay! It's so good, Tracy.
You know, it's so much fun to sing that. I'm so glad I've held off all these years.
I love it. I
Thank
love
you.
that song. I want to cover that. All right. I'm going to play something a little bit more mellow. So, I work at a fabric store. Shout out to Sewing Arts in West LA. I made this quilt, fun fact. And anyway, my coworkers who are at work today, I've learned are streaming this, which is very fun. Hi. And they had it up at full volume in the store for my last song, which, if you remember it, had some expletives in it. They're like, oh, and customers in the store, volume down. Anyway, so we're going to do something a little bit more mellow. And actually, my sister's here. Hi, Abby. And this is a song about her. And it's called How to Have a Good Time. Order gin and tonics to the room. Filled up the tub and drank them in our bathing suits. Said I didn't like it, so you finished mine too. Show me how to have a good time. Passed your license back once you got in. The bouncer smiled once he realized who I'm with. No one cares, it's a Tuesday. Just don't forget to tip. Show me how to have a good time. 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 Ooh. Nothing's been as fun or scary as when you used to show me how to have a good time.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very lovely. So, sitting here with the two of you, I've begun to think about the next Folk Alliance Far West conference. And there's a person there who you probably both know, but and possibly other people who have joined us know about him. His name is Phil. And he has this project where he gathers art, and then he gives the art to songwriters and says, write me a song inspired by this art. And there is somebody's speaker is open because I'm echoing.
I think it's probably mine.
Oh, okay. So then he takes the resulting songs and he gives them to other visual artists and says, make me something inspired by this song. Well, it's about 10 layers deep now, possibly more. I've participated, I think, 5 times, and this was one of the participations. I'd show you the picture, but I'm not sure. Wait. Oh, heck, I'll leave that to Rick. He brought me a rose. In fact, he brought 2 or 3. He told me he loved spending time with me. He told me his heart came with no guarantee of riches. Other than that, he'd like a chance to grant all my wishes. I put the roses in my grandmother's face. I thought about how sweet was that shy little smile on his face. I knew that his heart was right there on his sleeve. Between that and the roses, there was nothing else that I needed. 'Cause I have no need for fancy clothes, I have no wish for jewels, and people who think money will make them happy, I think are fools. I find my happiness with the one who chose to care enough to bring me roses. Maybe given enough time, our love will grow. Or maybe it won't, but I will never forget him, that I know. As I have no wish for fancy clothes, I have no need for jewels. And people who think money will make them happy, I think are fools. I'll find my happiness with the one who chose to care enough to bring me roses. He cared enough to bring me roses.
That's a wonderful one. I would like to, could you describe the picture?
I can show you. It was this one. Choose virtual background. I love that they put this right up front where you can get at it.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing Rick on this thing.
You're seeing Rick?
Yeah,
Rick,
I see it now. I see your thing, but for some reason he was the one that came up with all those roses behind him.
Yeah. That's what Rick does, and we love it. That's why I said I would leave it to him. But this was the picture that actually inspired the song.
Well, that's a rose, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I'm just looking at it very small for some reason.
Oh,
a rose,
well,
a
now
rose
you're-
by any other name.
yes. What's another name for rose?
A rosé.
Oh, okay.
I want to do one of my songs. I did a lot of them, and I want to do one of my songs, but I'm having trouble finding. I mean, I have some lyrics here, but I'm gonna. You know how you keep rewriting those things.
Well, as much as I hate to say this, we are actually on our last round now.
Yeah, I know. That's what this is gonna.
Oh, okay.
Be my last song.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I wish it wasn't true.
Yeah, this has been amazing.
Yeah.
The picture that I worked from was a very dark picture. It was a photo of a woman in a striped dress walking on a city street, and in the background, crouched in a stairwell, is a young guy looking at her, which was very evocative.
Yes, it's very evocative just in the telling.
I don't think I can find that picture.
So this is the song I wrote, and I'm going to have to stop to scroll here. Unfortunately, I've got this. I was looking for another version of this because I know I've got it somewhere. There's a young girl walking in the city in the night. There's a boy in the shadows crouching out of sight. The girl seems to sense him. She hastens her step. Me, I'm observing from the window by my desk. I'm just a witness. I keep my distance. The boy's just a watching the girl passing by when he springs to his feet in the wink of an eye. Now he's in the light, so beautiful and young, reminds me of love when I was 21. I'm just a witness. I keep my distance. He calls to the girl, how fast she spins around, and runs into his arms, and they both fall down, then help each other up, dusting off their clothes. Me, I'm a laughing as he kisses her nose. I'm just a witness. I keep my distance. She leans in against him. He holds out his hand. She reaches in her pocket, pulling out a gold band. He just slides it on her finger as he looks her in the eye. They both say something, we all start to cry. I'm just a witness. I keep my distance. Arm in arm they go, strolling out of sight toward West 57th, their future looking bright. Long, long ago, a payphone, a dime, I broke the boy's heart, which in turn broke mine. I'm just a witness. I keep my distance.
That's lovely, Tracy. Very evocative.
It is.
My picture is much darker than the song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got something very dramatic there.
You know, I totally wanted to go the other way with it, but then I don't know why I didn't. You know, I wanted it to be dangerous, but I didn't.
The thing is, that's what most people would do, but you're not most people.
Even when I want to.
Not like other girls. All right. All right, I'm going to close with a song called Cry Baby. I just want to thank Jan also for putting this together and for having me on here. This has been so wonderful, and thanks everybody for tuning in. This is so great. I love seeing all your faces too. That's really fun. All right, this is Cry Baby. Cry, baby, don't you make me cry, baby. Don't you know you're my baby? Don't you wanna stay? You're such a cry, baby. Won't you tell me why, baby? You're so terrified, baby. Scared of yesterday. You weren't loved right when you were younger. Found ways of feeding your hunger that never made us start. Broken boy, you broken your curfew. Broken bones couldn't hurt you. Not like broken hearts, you changed your name. And you became Cry, baby. Don't you make me cry, baby. Don't you know you're my baby? Don't you wanna stay? You're such a cry, baby. Don't you wonder why, baby? You're so terrified, baby. Scared of yesterday. You say there's nothing left to believe in. Now you're just getting even. But I don't think come back up for air. And when you do, I'll be there too. Oh, cry, baby. Don't you make me cry, baby. Don't you know you're my baby? Don't you wanna stay? Go on and cry, baby. Don't you worry why, baby. You're so terrified, baby. But I think we'll be okay. Oh,
Lovely.
I love that song.
Yeah. Great. So I just wanted to say thank you to Tracy. Thanks for saying yes to this, both of you. Kathleen, it's been such a pleasure to have you here. And I'm just thrilled at the way this afternoon turned out because this morning was not so wonderful.
Thank you so much.
So we have not done any political songs, and I'm about to remedy that. So, but the reason why is not necessarily because it's a political song. That's part of it. But the reason why is because it's one of my rare collaborations, and it's with somebody whose writing I have really admired for a long time. Her name is Jen Cass. She lives in Michigan, and y'all have probably met her. She sent me these lyrics based on something I said about a week before, and I was just blown away by them. And so I sent her a message back to congratulate her, and she said, well, it was your idea. I was traveling the day after the Coventry School, Nashville, and so I made a comment about it on Facebook. And I said, well, can I write the melody to it and make it a real collaboration? And she agreed, and she likes it, so I'm going to do it for you. The flags above my country are at half-staff once again, and we're burying our children and their teachers and their friends. Hey, law enforcement got him, and he only murdered 10. But the flags above my country are at half-staff once again. The flags above my country are at half-staff every day. And the folks who hold the power seem to have nothing to say. They just send their thoughts and prayers up and to protect the NRA. So the flags above my country are at half-staff every day. Hey, why not leave the flags at half-staff? It'll save us all some time. We can skip right to the part where we say this is God's design, as we scroll the names and faces that were cut down in their prime. The flags above my country should be upside down today, 'cause the risk to life and property we cannot pray away, and no good guy with a gun is gonna stop a nation gone astray. So the flags above my country should be upside down today. Thank you.
Wow.
So if you have the time and the inclination, look up Jen Cass online. She's wonderful, and I'm really proud to have written a song with her. But in the meantime, please give an extra round of applause for Tracy Newman and for Kathleen Kelso. Thank you so much for saying yes to doing this. I hope you'll say it again the next time I ask. And if everybody could uncloak to say goodbye, that would be lovely. You all know what that means, right? I'm not the only Star Trek person here.
No, not at all.
Thank you guys all for listening.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Thank you. Great to hear you all.
Really
Yes,
enjoyed it.
thank you.
So lovely to play for you. And if you'd like to know more about these shows, please leave your name and your email in the chat, and I'll be happy to make sure you're aware of what's coming next. But one of the things that's coming next, we're talking about June 4th. Kevin Kelso will be here, so you should tune
Yay,
back
Kevin.
in. Yeah.
Woo! Woohoo!
Yes. So in the meantime, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Night. I'm going to stop the